Fix your own shit. Tired of reading about you and your problems and how you can't get into college and they're hurting you and the police and oh my God, the police. I don't care. We need more cops.
Of course you don't know her. She's a fucking loser. Her name is Shakira Soul. She felt at having a band. She felt at music. She felt at acting. She felt at porn. But one thing she succeeded at is insulting black men. Even though she wasn't raised culturally with nobody black, she's from Iowa. She was adopted in Iowa by white people who did her wrong, who ran trains on her, who left her, who called her racial epithets all the time online. But yet she focused her hate on black Americans. We're going to get into it.
Y'all are ridiculous. Like, they're scared of like some 5'7" white dude. It's just like so pathetic at this point. It's like, bruh, you are 6'4" with a gun. What do you mean you need us to protect you? Oh no, I definitely think it's funny. You know what I mean? Y'all turn each other into bullet bags.
Welcome back. Bareback Podcast. I'm your host. So, today's topic is the Negro Bedwench and the Ghetto Gagger. Now, a black woman can be one or the other or one and the same. But I'm gonna tell a story of two women. Similar backgrounds, different outcomes. Check it out. So, today's topic, class, is a story of two women. One is Shakira Soul, SHAKIRA and the other is none other than Candace Owens. Both women are swirlers. Both women are immigrants. Both women hate black America. Both women use black America. Both women talk for black Americans, though they're not black Americans. So let me say this. We would be insulted if a white person put on black makeup and start talking jive, right? That's considered blackface, right? All right. So a few hundred years ago, the term race didn't mean what it meant today. Like, it didn't mean all Africans was one race, all Europeans was one race. That ain't what it mean. What race meant back then was ethnicity meant race. So now, like for example, like the Vanguards, the Germans, the Romans, the Gauls, Vandals, the Germanic tribes, the Brits, and Zulus. You had Egyptians, you had the Nubians, you had different like Japan, Africa, all that Chinese, Asian shit. Like, you had different ethnicities meant you different race. So let's fast forward now. Now, I said that if somebody white did that, we'd be offended. Now, what if we said black Americans was a race and we said Jamaica's a race? We said all these islands is a race. We said Africa different races, right? Would we not be offended if an African or Jamaican came here and started acting like a black American and speaking for black Americans? Would we not be insulted? Like, if you started making fun of us, right? Would we not be offended? That's what's happening. These Caribbeans are coming here, growing up here, and talking for black Americans when they ain't black Americans. Our household ain't the same. We don't behave the same. We don't think the same. We don't deal with white people the same. Jamaica don't deal with white people like we deal with white people directly. Africa, some parts of Africa don't deal with white people at all. Like, South Africans might know how we going through because they go through the apartheid shit. It's like we had Jim Crow. That's kind of similar. So we both get like these white people kind of like, evil as fuck. As opposed to Ethiopia, right? Ethiopia would think a white person is God because, 17 cents to feed them motherfuckers. We used to get them rice and shit when they had flies on their face and they was barefoot and they had fucking rags on and live in shanty towns and shitting in the street and shit, right? I'm saying a Haitian, right, might love white people for letting them come here because they was just eating fucking mud cookies, dirt cookies.
Like pancakes or cookies. The recipe passed down from generations here in Haiti. Women spend entire days making them. Grandmothers, daughters, and younger girls. Infants are nursed while mothers work the mix. Kids seem to enjoy them, at least when our camera was around. But these patties, known as bonbon terres by the Haitians who eat them, are a grim reminder of just how poor this Caribbean nation is. They aren't sweet, they're hard to swallow, and add almost nothing in terms of nutrition, because the cookies are actually made of dirt.
When it was coming from living in fucking clubhouses that we made when we was kids, of a fucking plywood, living in shanty towns with tinfoil roofs and shit, where they had to get water in the rain and electricity and shit, where fucking people would turn the tornadoes is just fucking ruining their fucking town. They got shit in the street and they got showered in rain. They got to bathe in the ocean. Third world shit. These third world people, even though naturally they ain't supposed to be fucking poor like that. White supremacy made them poor, but yet they come here and they cater to white supremacists. They come here undermining Black Americans. They come here pretending to be Black Americans. Like Candace Owens, right? Says she's an American, says she's a Black American. She's not a Black American, she's from St. Thomas. The other bitch, I think she's from Jamaica. The bitch, she's from Jamaica, right? But they come here and they get these platforms where Black Americans women should be talking real shit. 'Cause we talk real shit. She's saying a bunch of shit that we will never say. She's saying she say shit like systematic racism is not real.
And I have used my platform, my voice to speak out against what is ultimately a big lie, right? This is all built upon the idea that Black Americans are being gunned unarmed by a police officer. We're just peacefully, doing our business, and a police officer sees us and they come up to us and they want to shoot us and they want to kill us. And that's a lie. There is no systemic racism. There is no law. There is nothing that says that I can't do something as a Black person that you can do.
Even though she knows slavery existed, even though she knows we're getting profiled today, even though she knows that Joe Biden and Bill Clinton mass incarcerated us.
My history, this is my grandfather who, was raised on a sharecropping farm. He's the one who raised me, who was branded in the face by the KKK. I know what real racism is. Beyond Hillary, her husband, okay? If we want to talk about real issues in the Black community, let's talk about the crime bill, that he put in place and all the Black people that he put behind prison, behind prison bars. He actually ruined an entire generation of Black families. And that's sort of like when our families got deconstructed in the Black community, that's when everything went sideways for us.
Even if she claims her grandfather was a sharecropper and ran from KKK, even though she's from St. Thomas, the bitch is lying, but she always lies. But her thing is she feels she could talk for us when she don't represent us at all. See, she doing a form of blackface, culture vulturing, dressing like us, looking like us, talking like us, but it ain't us. The same way all these fucking content creators do this. They do the same thing. They come here, they make fun of us, even though they fucking barefoot and funky in their own countries and their own islands, but they come here and they fucking make a mockery of us and we get the blame for it. But when they get success, they want to sound like they Jamaican or they from Kenya or they from Nigeria once they get success. But really, in reality, they come here ashamed of being where the fuck they from, because they wasn't ashamed. Why the fuck would they be here? You don't come here being proud. You don't come here when you proud of where you from. Because you proud of where you from, you say where the fuck you at. None of you motherfuckers is proud to be here. You motherfuckers acting like you fucking proud.
Me leaving Nigeria and just being in a place where I wanted to forget I was even Nigerian. You understand? Like I wouldn't even.
Why did that come about?
Bro, I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't proud to be Nigerian, bro.
Why?
It wasn't really a proud thing to be at the time.
All you motherfuckers is third word barefooted funky motherfuckers. A bunch of onions, smell like onions fucking so musty, onions cry. I had this fucking Haitian nigga on my school bus back in high school. He used to be so fucking musty, my nigga, that it's make me hungry because I thought it was fucking steak and cheese I was smelling with onions. Really, it was just his funky ass stewing up. It's funky motherfuckers. It's like two onions fucking, right? Anyway, Candace Owens. She's married to a rich white guy, allegedly, right? She is a conservative. She represents for the alt-right. The alt-right is the MAGA hat niggas, right? It's the people who tried to take over the fucking, January 6th, the fucking Congress and shit during the election. They tried to take it over and shit, who got indicted, right? They use people like that who are not Black Americans, but they look Black. People confuse them for being Black. They're not really Black. They're other, but they look like us. They got the same hair complexion, same complexion, that they're being used to use racial epithets and racial talking points against us. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit white people can't say, Candace Owens could say. She get paid to say. Like we don't need reparations.
Don't you think we deserve reparations?
I do not think that we deserve reparations for slavery. I was never a slave in this country, and I think that the idea, if you think that you're going to get more than $200 from the government, okay, this entire debate is just it's a joke, okay? It's never going to happen.
Of course, this bitch want to get reparations. She ain't from this fucking country. See, when he said we, he didn't mean we like him and her. He meant we as in Black Americans. She's from St. Thomas. She's a Caribbean. She has nothing to do with us. But see how she include herself in our conversation? Bitch, reparations in America don't concern you anyway, bitch. The fuck is you talking about, you funky bitch? Of course you wouldn't get reparations. Of course you wasn't a slave. Bitch, I wasn't a slave either, bitch. But my ancestors was, and I'm fucking paying for the fucking the fucking traditional debt from slavery, as white people are inheriting traditional wealth from being slave holders. Bitch, don't include yourself in our conversation. That's your problem. You fucking cosplaying like you and us. You disguising like you us. You talking like as if you was. Bitch, you ain't one of us. Of course you ain't get reparations, bitch. You from St. Thomas. America don't owe you shit. Bitch, you being here is reparations. When fucking Caribbeans and Africans are here, to them it's fucking reparations. It's a dream come true. It's an American dream because they got everything to gain because they haven't lost nothing. We lost everything. They took everything from us. They come here, it's all a net plus. Everything's the gain. A McDonald's job is good to these motherfuckers. The bare minimum is great to these motherfuckers because they was eating shit. They was eating mud pies. They was eating dirt. They was fucking barefooted in shanty towns. Everything is good for them. I've been in St. Thomas. That shit, I mean, it looks good at night. I mean, I was on a resort. I've been at a native, so of course to me, I was bowling on a fucking island. But living there is fucking misery. They don't want to live there. They don't want to fucking live there. So of course you would say we ain't getting reparations. It's a fucking joke. Because bitch, it's a joke to you. Because you ain't a fucking fighter, bitch. You fled your country. Now you here running interference. The fuck about our country. I hate people like this.
Do you think that we're the only group, I'm just going to ask you this question, that has had something awful happen to them in this country? Should the Japanese get reparations for the internment camps?
Yes,
Should the Irish, all the Irish, who's
18%.
Irish in this room? Raise your hand. Should they get, that's a lot of Irish people. Should they get reparations for the Irish need not apply during the progressive era and all the terrible things that happened to them?
This bitch is ignorant as fuck. You tell she haven't been in college. You tell she didn't graduate. She has no degrees. She don't know shit about history. Bitch, first of all, the Irish were not slaves. The Irish were not slaves. Second, the Irish did not go through Jim Crow. The Irish did not have black laws. And the Irish were allowed to be white in America. Being white is a form of reparations because you can do anything. Sky's the limit. You get to oppress other people. You get to go on doors that's locked to blacks. You get to go on doors that's locked to other people. You get to reach the high societies. You get to be president. You get to be CEO and shit. You get to be an owner. You get to oppress people. That's what being white is. White is the ability to oppress and take from others while you live in lavish capitalism. So yes, and you ignorant bitch, the Jews got the best reparations. Not only did Germany pay them reparations, they got Israel. And they, motherfucker, we fund that shit to this day. And Holocaust survivors still get paid today. If they're alive, they still get money. If they don't get money, their fucking grandkids or kids get the fucking money. Bitch, what are you talking about, you ignorant bitch? And yes, Japanese, and the Japanese who was and yes, Japanese did get fucking reparations. This bitch don't need to be talking for nobody. Bitch, you ain't part of us, so of course you wouldn't get it. Stop saying we. You ain't part of our oppressed group. You ain't part of we. Ditsy bitch.
What about the Jewish people? Should they get reparations for the Holocaust? No matter where you go in history, someone was oppressed. You cannot look to correct history by thinking that you're going to get a small check because every single person in this room would get a check. It's just a means for them to seize you emotionally and make you think that you deserve something or you're going to get something. And if they actually factually did it, it would probably amount to $400 that you couldn't even spend it at a club on a weekend.
We don't need CRT, which is critical race theory, which is teaching the truth of our history, how we overcame and got our own freedom, and how white people robbed us and kept us enslaved and had us on fucking breeding plantations, fucking our mothers and shit like that. All the treachery of America, true history. Because we are taught white history. We were taught lies. We were taught Columbus discovered America. We were taught that George Washington never told a lie. We were told that Lincoln freed the slaves. All that shit is fucking fake shit. See, they want to perpetuate white supremacy. They want to perpetuate everything that's been told to us because it bigs them up and it puts us down. Like we didn't put in work. Don't give us credit for all the patents that we invented, all the scientific contributions we did, like everything we fought for. And it's the thing too. That's why I don't like immigrants, because they come here and they ignore everything we did. The reason they could vote, the reason why they could move into white neighborhoods, the reason why they can even marry white people is because of us. It's because of us and the white people who put pressure on, who changed the laws. But we applied the pressure. We fought for that shit. We died for that shit. We was enslaved for that shit. We killed for that shit. And we ride for that shit to this day. They don't. When we got a riot in the streets, you never hear about Jamaican. You never see a Jamaican or African or fucking anything in the fucking riots besides us. It's only us against the whole government. Now, lately, like 2000, the last shit with George Floyd and all that, you see white people. That was Antifa, though. That was Black Lives Matter. That was a white movement. That's different. That don't count. This bitch Candace Owens is the same bitch that's saying George Floyd died from fentanyl. He ain't died from a white man having his fucking knee on his neck.
Hello and welcome. And we can just get right into this because you know what we are going to cover today. We obviously have to cover the George Floyd trial conclusion, which is that Derek Chauvin is guilty on all counts. And I have to appreciate people that were trying to create a pressure campaign for me on Twitter saying, I wonder what Candace is going to say. Even Republicans agreed that this was the right call. I don't care who agrees that this was the right. I don't care if it's a Republican. I don't care if it's a Democrat. I don't care if it's a white person. I don't care if it's a black person. I am not so much of an intellectual coward that because the mob decides something, because the lie about George Floyd and the way that he lived his life has become so big that we just have to now accept it as the truth. And believe me, this is a lie. Nancy Pelosi yesterday said, quote, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice. She also said, quote, that his name will always be synonymous with justice. George Floyd's name will always be synonymous with justice. You have got to be kidding me. And don't tell me it doesn't matter. It does matter. This is the most important part, that he is now becoming synonymous with justice. Let me remind you guys, I've done it before, right? When the media was spinning all the lies, when the media first came out and they said, oh, George Floyd was just getting his life together. He moved to Minnesota. He got released from prison in 2014. He was just getting his life together. You remember that? Do you guys remember that media depiction of St. George getting his life together? Is anybody still buying that anymore? Oh, no, never mind. It actually turns out that at the time of his arrest, he had fentanyl in his system. He also had methamphetamine in his system. We also learned that the week prior, he had had an overdose. But none of that matters because now we live under mob rule. Mob rule just says that if a black man dies and a white person is around while that black person dies, it is a racially motivated crime. They've never proved that. Nothing about this was about race at all. But it doesn't matter because now George Floyd has been propped up. And this is what we have to agree on. Nobody's allowed to tell the truth.
When you don't die from fentanyl hours after you did fentanyl or minutes after you did fentanyl, you die immediately. When you die from fentanyl, you don't die minutes or hours later. You don't die wrestling somebody. You don't die on the fucking street calling for your mom. You get real quiet. If you white, you turn blue. You get the rigor mortis set in. You're in a rest state. That's when you die. Like when you OD, you don't OD breathing and screaming for your fucking mother. I don't give a fuck. That's what Kanye is a fucking coon too. You don't fucking die fucking resisting arrest trying to fucking breathe. That ain't how you die from fentanyl, you stupid. So she says George Floyd died from fentanyl, not the white cop. All right. She said Derek Chauvin, the cop who killed George Floyd, it wasn't about racism. But yeah, he's in jail for racism. He's in jail for that. She's still denying it to this day on a different podcast and shit, right? This bitch is real wicked. She said we don't need reparations. She said we don't need CRT. And she also said that there's no such thing as systematic racism, right? She said all this shit, right? But this is what she fucking up at. White people don't like her. You hear comments, she call N-words, she cut her comments off. You go to her live, no one's at her live. Now, back in 2005, right? Candace Owens used to be a liberal, but it's no money being a liberal. It's money in being an all right, being a racist towards your own people. White people love when you do work for them, they don't got to do. So if you being racism, they'll live vicariously through you. She's living vicariously. So she's saying all the shit they can't say and she can't do. So she get paid for that. She get hit off for that, right? Now, for her, see, she must suffer from stock syndrome because when she was young, like 15, white girls jumped her for dating a white guy.
Candace's path of fame began in 2005 when she was confronted by 3 girls in front of a Blockbuster video in Stamford because she had had an affair with one of their boyfriends. Owens managed to escape with scraped knees. What's more important is that during and allegedly before and after the incident, racial slurs were directed at her.
For fucking a white guy. That happened. She wrote letters and is documentation of that. 2 years later, a bunch of white boys who must have been, I don't want to say ghetto, I'll say urban. I don't want to say gagging, I'll say up at her, right?
Fast forward 2 years. It's now 2007 and once again schoolmates bully Candace. This time they leave racist messages on her voicemail.
If there's a way to summarize it, in short, they told me that they were going to kill me. They told me things like they were going to tar and feather my family, that they were going to put a bullet in the back of my head as they had done to Martin Luther King. They told me in so many words that I better not be home.
She used the NAACP. She used the homie Scott X from New Haven, right? Because she's from Stanford. It's a rich part of town. It's not like New Haven. It's a little richer than New Haven. She's from Fairfield County, which is right by motherfucking Greenwich, where Oprah and them stay at. There's a bunch of billionaires right down the street from her. I'm saying she's from Stanford. She's from that part of the town. Stanford's like fucking high as fuck when it comes to rent and shit. You know what I'm saying? Good schools and all that. She's from that part, right? And it's ghettos in Stanford too. Shout out to my Haitian nigga, my nigga S. I was in prison with that nigga, right? But so she's from that part. So after she did that, she got her bread up. Years later, she's saying forgive the kids who called her N-words.
I was absolutely traumatized, and in terms of action, I didn't really do much.
Because of her trauma, Candace was tutored at home for 6 weeks. During that time, she turned to the NAACP for support in a letter, and with the organization's help, Candace and her father filed a racial lawsuit against the Stanford Board of Education for knowingly failing and refusing to protect her from continued harassment from students. Even though the board denied all claims of wrongdoing, it settled the suit by paying $37,500 to the Owens family. The harassers were expelled, and Candace returned to school, aided by NAACP officials. It sounds like a happy end to a tragic story, right? Well, not exactly. 9 years later, it turned out that Candace was not really happy about how she was portrayed during this incident. In an open letter to the Stanford Advocate, she accused the NAACP of just using her and claims she only reluctantly attended the press conference in front of her school.
I also had NAACP members who I had never spoken to prior waiting on the front steps of my high school with cameras in tow to speak out on the horrors of what a black girl was going through.
But Candace, you wrote them a letter and they provided legal assistance. Of course, they would hold a conference. It was the perfect way to spread racial awareness and set a precedent against bigotry. However, calling out the NAACP is not the worst thing about this TED Talk. The focus is on how social media affects empathy and deteriorates our minds, even to the point that we use racist slurs.
All of those emotions you had when you first read those messages, I'm going to politely ask you to just forget about them. Because the truth is, those children were not monsters. Those children were not #racists or anything else. Those children, like me, were social lab rats. We were the unwitting participants in a great social experiment.
So it would go too far to claim that she legitimizes xenophobia here. But she surely absolves people who utter racist slurs.
Well, the youngest was 14.
Oh, wow.
The youngest, and this person was labeled a racist. Like, that's, to me, is like, that's harsh.
Right.
And people say, oh, you're too forgiving.
Well, how
but
do you not label them a racist? Because what they said was most certainly racist.
Yes, the words are racist, right? Can somebody,
Right.
I guess the question is, can somebody say something, say a word that is racist and not be a racist human being? Yes, I think, no.
Oh, pre-COVID Joe Rogan, how much I miss you. Her weird stance on racism would only worsen in the upcoming years, but more on that later. Scott Asdale, that's the guy on Candace's left here, commented on her behavior in 2018, saying, "We are very saddened and disappointed in her. It seems to me that she's now trying to play to a different type of demographic."
It was just kids. They didn't mean it. She said that you can say a racist slur without being racist. This bitch is weird as fuck. She has Stockholm syndrome. Okay, that happened. Scott X was like, yo, okay, we ashamed of her. We ashamed we even helped her, you know what I'm saying? Because she acting like she didn't even know who the NAACP was, and she called him, wrote him a letter and shit, right? This bitch is a foul, lying ass bitch, right? So that happened. Now, she's a conservative. You know, I told you conservatives is the alt-right, bunch of racist motherfuckers, and she blamed everything on the left, right? The left this, the left. She never said white supremacists because it's never just the left. The left ain't nobody but white people. I mean, sure, you have black people in it, you have gay people in it, you have Jews in it. So I guess they're the big bad liberal bad guys. But no, reality is the white people controlling the whole fucking party. That's not a black American ran party. Never was. Now, she says that the Democrats had slavery. There was pro-slavery, and KK was that is true. But the party switched. Everybody who was pro-slavery went to the fucking Republicans. Everybody who was anti-fucking everybody who was for abolishing slavery went to the motherfucking Democrats. It switched. So technically, she's still in a fucking racist party. You can't blame the Democrats for being a party when your party has ancestry of slavery of the KKK, because they switched during the 60s, during the civil rights movement and all that, when welfare and all that shit came, and the feminism and all that shit came. And, the JDL started helping, teaming with the blacks is really using us. All that shit happened. That's when the party switched. So being a conservative, nigga, it's kind of the worst shit ever, right? Because they don't promise black people shit. They don't give black people shit. They don't give a fuck about black people. As the Democrats, even though they lied, never gave a shit. And they did a lot of fucked up shit too. It's like mass incarcerated us. At least they fucking entertain the idea that we exist. Republicans never exist, act like we exist. Trump did. Trump gave us a shout out. He the only one who ever gave us a shout out, right? So this bitch is pro MAGA, pro Trump, pro all this white shit, she says all this shit. Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes, all kind of the same. The difference between Nick Fuentes is he's anti-Jew. Nick Fuentes doesn't give a fuck about Jews, which is hilarious because he's a Mexican. Now, Ben Shapiro is, to me, the Hitler version for the Israelites, except he don't fucking put people in concentration camps and killing them. But I'm sure he support everything that the Israelites do. Bombing schools, bombing children, murdering, kidnapping people, taking over land, fucking colonizing Palestine when nobody asked him to go. He's a Zionist, he's pro that, right? Which is fine. That's their business. It don't concern me. I'm pro Palestine too. Fuck it. I'm pro Israelite. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't give a fuck who wins. That don't concern us. The problem is no American gives a fuck about that shit, really. We tired of paying taxes for that shit. Israel owes us fucking money for our taxpayers' money going to that shit. Don't concern us. Israel didn't fight their own fucking fight. They can't fight their own fight though, because the Palestinians will fucking wipe them off the fucking map if the Americans stop backing them. Which is happening because, for the most part, Israel has no support. Government-wise, government support Israel is all that matters. But people, we don't fucking, no one on the ground rules supports Israel besides Jews. Now, to me, in Israel, their prejudice is fucking racist as fuck. In Israel, I seen some videos, they calling Africans niggas and all that, you know what I'm saying? They calling Palestinians dogs, all types of shit. That's like hate. There's a deep-rooted hate that I ain't seen in a long time. If you support those people, you support motherfucking racism here. If you support people calling Africans N-words, you support people calling us N-words here. That's simple science. Anyway, Candace Owens getting beside herself now. Not only she's attacking the LGBTQ and the trans and all that shit, which was fine with me. I don't give a fuck about that shit. She's attacking Israel now. She chose a side. She chose a side, right, against Israel. She works for the Daily Wire, which is Jewish people own that shit. Ben Shapiro's the star of that motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Now she beefing with Ben Shapiro. Mind you, she was with PragerU. PragerU is racist as fuck. These are the same people who think we don't need affirmative action. And she's anti-affirmative action too. This bitch is against affirmative action.
Is amazing. Affirmative action has harmed black people because here's the problem, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened.
Who she used, and mind you, this bitch is not educated at all. This bitch she went to college, but she ain't got no fucking degrees at all. Why is this bitch being platformed? She has no degrees. She don't qualify to talk about the shit she talk about. Anyway, she worked for PragerU. She worked for these conglomerates of Israel Zionist people. But history let us know that the Jews play both sides on each wars. They'll fund the Jews. They'll fund the Nazis and they'll fund the Americans. They'll fund both sides of wars. They funded the Northerners, the Union. They funded the Confederacy. They both parts. They supported slavery and they supported abolitionists. Like the Jews play both sides. The Jews are not as a monolith. They just always on different spectrums, but they move in the unit, right? So now she's attacking. Now technically she's kind of beefing with Ben Shapiro, which fuck him. He's an idiot. Ben Shapiro gets credit for sounding like he's smart when he's not. Of course, he can say words. He's articulate. He's clear. That shit, it means a lot to people. When you're articulate, when you say things, words and shit. People, you get When you white, it means something. But in the reality of it is, he only challenges motherfucking students. He don't challenge equals. He don't challenge black people who are equal of study or education. Because we don't know how fucking educated this motherfucking Jim Sparrow was either. Candace Owens only got a high school diploma, but yeah, this bitch everywhere as if she's a fucking professional. But anyway, that bitch is about to crash and burn. She has no roots in black society because she been dogging us the whole fucking time. She been catering to white people the whole fucking time. The whole time, this Caribbean barefoot bald head scallywag been shitting on us the whole time. So when she falls, she gonna fall fucking faithfully because she has no real following. Check it out. Black Americans don't fuck with Candace Owens. Democrats definitely don't fuck with Candace Owens. White women don't fuck, like Tommy Lauren don't fuck with Candace Owens. White girls in her childhood didn't fuck with Candace Owens. Don't fuck with Candace Owens. They fucking call her types of N-words and shit. She has Stockholm Syndrome, the bitch delusional. Now it's going to the other bitch. Shakira, she has some ghetto ass name. Shakira Soul, right? Now this bitch is a failed artist, a failed singer, a failed rapper. She failed that skits.
All right. What up, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, Crip? What up, all that gangster shit? Hold on, let me drink my 40 right quick. Y'all motherfuckers talking about a bitch ain't ghetto enough. Like, I'm trying to be white. Like, that little white shit don't suit me. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show y'all. I can get ghetto, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I even got my tattoo. Look at that shit. 3 motherfucking tears, cause 3 homies done died, you dig? You know what I'm saying? 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 And you know what else? I'm so motherfucking gangster. I got motherfucking Air Force on. Look at that shit. Look at that Air Force. Oh shit. I'm so ghetto. Black people love Air Force Ones. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at that shit. Just, ooh. Yeah, motherfuckers. I get ghetto on your ass. I even booty pop for y'all. Is that ghetto enough for y'all? Is that ghetto enough for y'all? Is that ghetto? Is that ghetto? Is that ghetto? Yeah, hold on. Shit the hell out. I'm trying to make a video. That's just my kids, you know what I'm saying? I got about 4 or 5 kids in the back, they supposed to be sleeping. But since I'm all pissed off and shit, cause y'all motherfuckers talking about a bitch ain't ghetto enough.
She failed at white relationships. She failed at everything. This bitch is a tragic. She even failed at porn. You can see, you go to Pornhub, you go to motherfucker all that shit right now, put her name up. Her name is Miracle with an I, not an A. M-I-R is Miracle, man. You not spell that shit, right? So her name is Miracle, right? And they accuse her of being a ghetto gagger. I didn't see her on Ghetto Gaggers. I saw her on some other shit. She wasn't a Ghetto Gagger. But this bitch was taking 2 schlongs in the same hole. So basically she was fucking 2 gay homosexual white guys who was rubbing sticks inside her. They're saying, how you gonna rub sticks, like balls just clapping, slapping each other? That shit was the weirdest shit, right? So she was adopted by white people and a white man molested her allegedly, right? As she got older, the white man who molested her also molested her son. Now, my thing is, if somebody molested you, why the fuck you bring him around your fucking son?
I was adopted by a pedophile and a woman who worked in law enforcement as a criminologist in the state of Iowa. When I was 10 and 11, I started calling the cops on my adopted parents, but because of my adopted mother's position with law enforcement, they wouldn't believe me. So she would just tell them I was crazy, and because I was hysterical and crying, I would end up getting tackled and punched by the police. This happened about 4 or 5 times until I was sent to a group home where I stayed for 15 months. I went through some of what I would consider horrific things with my adoption, but the worst thing, and that's what I want you guys to understand something about these people. This person also ended up sexually assaulting my son because nobody listened to 10-year-old me. And I became confused about my reality.
You might be a liar. You might be a fucking liar. Now, she had a kid from, swirling. She was swirling, right? Had a kid. The white nigga left her, right? So, that's how I'm gonna tie this together. Candace Owens is a victim of white supremacy. She denied white supremacy. Shakira Cole is a victim of white supremacy. Black people never did nothing to either one of these women. Candace Owens never said she got attacked by nobody black. But she said white people attacked her. Black people never called her names online and grouped up on her. She never sued black people for insulting her, but she sued white people, right? And what she do, she marry a white man, have kids by a white man. Swirler babies, right? Now, Shakira would be Candace Owens if she had the looks. She don't look as good as Candace Owens. The bitch got more gum than Bazooka.
I've been 8 years, 9 years, 10 years.
So when he was 10.
Long enough to, I would say, justify what I do, including apparently treating the
people look stupid. Like, I'm sorry. It makes you look stupid. Y'all just love ghetto drama. That's why I refuse to make videos about it, because it's ghetto trash drama. And it's just like you just are ghetto. You're so ghetto that this is like any little thing is entertainment. It's not entertainment. You're literally a puppet and you're easily controlled. How do you want me to change the way I think about you and your intelligence if it's this hard to have common sense conversations? Like, I'm just so confused. This is why I'm just kind of like, I can't take any of you seriously anyway. You're literally all just jealous of me. Good luck in your lives. Definitely. Probably jealous of my smile. Jealous of having my own home. Jealous I'm confident on camera.
Had mad gums. He had a teeth fixed. The bitch had mad gums. Big black ass Whoopi Goldberg gums. Bitch was like she had shark gums and shit. Like anyway, she got a teeth fixed and shit. She got a weave right, but she was a bald head scallywag, looking all sweaty and makeup was all fucked up. She was all. She thinks she's high maintenance. She grew up somewhere in Iowa. She didn't have fucking black friends. Oh, the only black guys who was there didn't fucking want her. That's when I add this. Neither one of these bitches are culturally black. They're not even, first of all, they're not black American, but they're not culturally African-ish, or let's say black for sure. Right? Let's say everyone at diaspora is black. These bitches are not culturally black. They're not raised around black people. They're raised around white people. So when you raise around white people, you delineate yourself and you want to be accepted by these white people. So you do anything to be accepted by these white people, even at the expense of detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go get your own interest to impress these people, to be part of these people, to be accepted by these people. You know what I'm saying? The same people who shit on you, call you racial epithets your whole life. These are the people you try to be. You don't try to reconnect with your roots. You don't give a fuck about none of that. But yet, y'all always talk about the community, and y'all not part of the community. People like this, let's just say the black community. They're not part of the black community. They're not culturally black. They're not African. They're not Jamaican. They're not Caribbean. They're not African American. They're not African. Nothing about these people are fucking black. Besides this bitch, you weave, the raggedy weave she be wearing. These bitches are not culturally black. Let's put that into context. When you're not culturally black, you will love to swirl, mix, and just be as far away from black people because you ain't comfortable around your own kind. You don't fit in. You will never fit in. You'll never blend in. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they have no loyalty, and they have a lot of self-hatred and deprivation, and they'll lie, they'll do whatever, and especially for money or attention. These people have a black deficiency. They have self-esteem deficiency because all their life they've been told they had nappy heads, there was too dark, there was too yada yada, there wasn't good enough, there was poor, they want to be everything they're not. That's where the Stockholm Syndrome should come in. These people have black deficiency. They're not culturally black. I just want to say that. People think because you have dark skin that you're black. Nah, you're black on the outside, but you're a fucking Oreo. You're culturally something else. You're culturally white. You think white. You behave white. You talk white. You think white. That's a real thing. So let's not get caught up into she's black. She's not. Fuck all that. What kind of black is she? First of all, let's identify before we go anybody black, let's identify what kind of black are they. Are they American or are they other? Okay, if they identify whatever, okay, now are they culturally black? What culture they identify as? They identify as white. And that's when we can say, fuck these people, dismiss them, get rid of them. They're not our people. They're not our kind. She felt rejected. So she had to deal with white guys, right? Grew up, ended up try to sing, had a band, bitch had a rap, bitch had a fucking YouTube channel. All failures. She got no success. And by the way, she's Caribbean too. She's from a barefoot shanty town, had to carry water, had to fucking bathe in the ocean, had to shower in the fucking rain, had to fucking probably eat mud pie. civilized. Probably had to eat, probably had to bake dirt with sugar in it. That's what the fuck they do. They come here, they get all high and mighty. They look like us, dress like us, indulge in our culture, and they shit on us. Blackface. Caribbeans, blackface, black Americans. Imitate us, and they fucking insult us. It's so disrespectful. Black Americans don't go to other fucking countries, get in political spaces and shitting on the native. We don't go to fucking Nigerians and act like, okay, we don't go there saying they don't need so-and-so. They come, but Caribbeans come here, Africans come here saying we don't need they're always saying how we don't need reparations. They don't concern you what we need. See, our beef with the government got nothing to do with you. You wasn't here. You don't know the fucking history. You didn't do the fucking research. You don't know what we owe. You don't know what we fought for, but yet you benefit from shit we fought for. You benefit from being citizens here, being allowed to vote, being allowed to fuck white people, being allowed to marry white people, being allowed to go on white fucking places. We did all that shit with civil rights. We had to burn this motherfucker down and put pressure to these motherfucking government officials to get anything in America. And y'all come here and by the fucking millions now, and y'all come watering us down, stopping our movement. For example, Black Lives Matter, immigrant bitches. We was about to tear this motherfucker up. What these bitches come through, it's all right, it's fine. We gonna get justice, and they gotta fucking pay off and rent off with the money. Shout out to Candace Owens on that part, because she was on their ass. She was on the Caribbean bitch's ass. A Caribbean bitch was on the Caribbean bitch's ass because that's what she do. Candace Owens has no loyalty. Politically, she has no loyalty. She has no loyalty racially. She has no loyalty to Caribbeans. She has no loyalty to anything but her own interests. And she used Kanye West for clout. She used T.I. for clout. She used every black platform to get fucking clout. And she just shits on us. How do we support these type of people? The same with these fucking content creators. They come here, act off ignorant, and reflects us. Even though they don't announce where they from or who they are, what country, what continent they're from until they get success. But that shit it make us look like we the fucking coons. I'm doing a podcast on that shit later on too. Anyway, this bitch Shakira, she'd been molested by her white parents, allegedly, right? She done been impregnated and dumped by a white man who don't see her fucking kid, right?
Bring a gift. It ain't just blacks who leave their kids. So let me get this straight. It was black men that tried to convince you were undesirable. Yet the white man you laid down and made a baby with had no desire to raise that child with you, either as a co-parent or a couple. He was gone within 30 minutes of seeing that child, yet it's black men you have all of this vitriol for.
White people harass her online. She's fucking crying and shit, right?
Every fucking day, racism is on my social media. What kind of quality of life is that for me? Why should I have to live in a world for my son to grow up and see white people talking to me like that? And I'm supposed to tell him that these people are good? This isn't good. For me or nobody. Don't sit here and pretend that this is good for me or any black person to go through for every single day of our lives. And we have to hide. We should have to hide from online to avoid being verbally abused by racists. This is insane, and I cannot take it.
Blacks do nothing to her, but yet she wants to be white so bad. She wants to be accepted for these people so bad that she sits on us. It's like Kendra G. Like it's you'll get paid for shitting on black Americans. You don't get the platform. You can call us bullet bags. You
know what I mean? Y'all turn each other into bullet bags.
You can say we this, we that, we have a stereotype, and you'll get platform and rewarded for that shit. What gets me is, bitch, I seen you on Pornhub. I seen you on motherfucking order-free porn sites, Miracle.
What's your name?
Miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Are you a miracle, baby?
Yeah, I'm a miracle.
Yeah?
A miracle dick sucker and ass fucker and...
Oh my God.
Miracle everything.
So, let me ask you something. What you doing here today?
Today, I'm getting fucked in my ass.
Oh my God. You can say that with a big old smile on your face. Look at you. Who you fucking today, do you know?
Michael Stefano.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. There's another guy, I think, too, right?
I think
John Strong?
Oh, John Strong?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two good guys. Top guys.
That's cool.
So you'll have fun today, right?
Yeah.
So what's been going on with Miracle, man? What's going on with her?
Well, I've been shooting, I'm doing a lot of anal scenes lately. This is like my 5th anal scene.
How you gonna sit and judge black men, say black men ain't shit, black women ain't shit, black Americans ain't shit, and then y'all bitches got Stockholm syndrome. Y'all bitches is weird as fuck. That's why we shouldn't allow no immigrants to say they black in America no more. We shouldn't even allow them to grow up with us no more. We shouldn't allow them. We should completely segregate from other black people, yo. We should take away all the fucking 14th Amendment for black people because they come here and they infiltrate us, but they look like us, they ain't us. Yeah, it gets affirmative action now, but they got all the affirmative action already. So y'all come here pro-affirmative action, get into school and shit, and yet we barely get it because y'all in our fucking way running interference. Y'all come here and y'all down us. Y'all get an audience because white people like to see us being down. They live vicariously through you. You're doing their fucking job. They send y'all money. They fund y'all money for fucking crumbs. No fucking dignity or respect. And you have no... Y'all shouldn't even be allowed in America. The Bedwench, the Ghetto Gagger. Are they the same? Are they different? Are they one and the same? Which one is which? Do you think Candace Owens a Bedwench or a Ghetto Gagger? Maybe she's neither. Do you think Shakira Cole, Gold, whatever bitch name is a Ghetto Gagger or a Bedwench or both? Or that swirling, divesting shit? Y'all bitches can eat the dicks. Y'all already do. Pink dick loving bitches. That's the Big Bad Podcast. I hope I don't get fucking a strike for this shit.